Will wholesale real estate exist in the future? Will real estate wholesale eventually die out? What's up YouTube? BizMathy here. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to talk about what I see happening in the wholesaling real estate industry in the future. I recently read an article about 40 different occupations that no longer exist. They were eventually just cut off completely or were replaced by something else. And so it got me thinking, will real estate wholesale eventually be on that list? And so in today's video, I'm going to go over 3 reasons why wholesale real estate will not exist in the future, and then 3 reasons why I do see it existing in the future. If you all find value from this video, please be sure to like, subscribe, and comment down below. Now, number 1, why will wholesaling not exist? What would eventually tear real estate wholesaling apart? So the first thing that I thought about was technology. So with this industry changing, there's more and more tech companies actually getting into wholesale real estate. On this channel, I did post a video about several different companies that were cloud-based, or they use some sort of technology to find sellers, to communicate with sellers, to find buyers, to communicate with buyers, and they use different algorithms in order to find properties that hit a specific criteria in order for them to wholesale. And with numbers and stats and computers behind them, they can really up the volume and hold a big place in this industry, right? You see different other sectors. And so one sector that I'm going to talk about a lot in this video is the auto industry. The auto industry is very similar to the real estate industry. They are different, but it's similar where people buy and sell cars, you know, whether they're brand new, like new construction homes, or whether they're used, like used homes. People finance them, they put them on loans. Just like mortgages, you have to finance a home usually in order to live in it or to buy it as an investment. And so with cars, the difference is that most cars depreciate in value where real estate usually appreciates in value. But looking at the auto industry, we saw what happened with technology with the taxi services, right? You see that apps like Lyft, Uber, and other technology-based companies came into this industry and just disrupted the auto industry. And so I started thinking, will this happen with wholesale real estate, with technology? Will there be a new app that makes it so easy for buyers and sellers just to communicate across from each other and buy and sell houses, where everything is on an app? The title company is done through the app, the title search, everything, you know, communicating with the buyer, communicating with the seller. Will we reach a point in time with wholesale real estate where everything is on an app? Or just buying and selling a house, it doesn't even have to refer to wholesaling or investing or anything like that. And if that is true, if we eventually move to something like that, is there really a reason for us to wholesale real estate? I mean, you even see it with big companies now like Opendoor, Zillow, just using their technology in order for them to buy houses and sell houses. And yes, they're losing billions of dollars right now and they made tons of mistakes. But that's what usually happens, you know, when something new comes across the table. A company may be the first and they may fail, but they'll try again and they'll be better the second and third and fourth time. And eventually it's the new norm for how we transact something. The second way is through regulation. As you all know, as I stated before on this channel, regulation is definitely coming to this industry. Well, it's definitely here right now. You have more and more states and cities and counties requiring people to hold a license in order to wholesale real estate. Realtors, agents, and brokers are increasingly getting angry at wholesalers. They are lobbying up with each other in order to enact some sort of regulation or law in order to stop wholesalers. And a lot of wholesalers, well, not a lot of wholesalers, the very few wholesalers are unfortunately not giving us the best rep. You know, they may try to take advantage of a seller. They may do some sort of shadiness, or may try to daisy chain some deals, or try to illegally sell something when they're not licensed, and other things like that. And so that's why you have all these regulations coming. And so will this move wholesale real estate into a different genre, or will this even like get rid of wholesale real estate in general? The next thing I want to talk about why wholesale real estate will not exist in the future is because of this whole notion of conveniency, that we're the most convenient option for sellers. I think that was true even just a few years ago, but now, like, for example, I was able to buy a rental property the conventional way with a realtor, with a mortgage company, through a title company. And I was essentially able to get this whole deal done around 30 days, 30 to 45 days. And it's all like, okay, that's what I promise people when I wholesale real estate. They can actually put their house on the market and actually do the same. If it's a really good property, if people like the area, they can sell it that quick. I just feel like with new systems and processes that real estate agents are using, that different title companies and lenders are using, like this conveniency notion, it may not always be true. I think, yes, possibly with people viewing your house and then someone making an offer, but once someone makes an offer on your house, you're pretty much good. Like if everything works out together, you're pretty much at the same level as wholesaling real estate. The other thing with this conveniency is like, okay, yes, as a wholesaler, people say, hey, I can buy your property as is. But you as a seller, as a homeowner, you can still put your property on the MLS. You can still market out your property and sell your property as is, with its repairs needed, with everything needed. Yes, you may not want people to walk through your property, but people are going to walk through your property anyways, whether you sell it to a wholesaler or not, right? A wholesaler either is going to look at your property or a cash buyer. And so people are becoming more and more knowledgeable of what wholesaling is, and they're able to use this knowledge in order to look at the property values and say, okay, yes, I can sell it to this wholesaler for cash and they can close in 30 days, but I could possibly still sell it for cash and sell in 30 days and put it on the market, right? And so people are becoming more aware of wholesalers through reading articles that real estate agents and realtors write badly about wholesalers. And then on top of that, people are just becoming more knowledgeable of properties and their value of their houses, that it makes no sense for them to go with the wholesaler at certain times. Now, let's talk about why I believe wholesale real estate will still exist, will not go away, and that's going to still be a vital part of the real estate industry and be a great way for a lot of beginners to get started in wholesaling like myself. So number one is just being the middle person, right? Being the middleman between two people. I think that industry will never, ever go away. And yes, you can say that real estate agents and brokers, they do that also, but I think wholesalers take it to another level. They're that person that ensures the person, hey, we're not going to have a lot of people walk through the house. You're only going to talk to me. You don't have to deal with the title company. You don't have to deal with all of these different things. You know, this is going to be a very smooth, easy transaction for you. And just looking at different industries, going back to the auto industry that I talked about earlier, you know, Uber and Lyft, they didn't completely get rid of the auto industry, right, as a whole, or they didn't get rid of taxis. You know, taxis still exist and the middle person still exists. Uber is another taxi driver, and maybe wholesaling, it may not be called wholesaling, maybe it will morph into being like an Uber where you can still drive people around, right? And so like, if you were a taxi driver back then, all you could have done was just move from being a taxi driver to being an Uber driver, right? So instead of being a wholesaler, maybe we're called something else, like a licensed wholesaler. Maybe we just need to get our license, and then that's it. And so I think this industry of being a middle person will always be there. Even if you look at the streaming services, right? If you looked at what Netflix did, Netflix saw where the industry was going. And so Netflix was still in business, but they just adjusted what they were doing. So it didn't get rid of the experience of viewing something on television. They just adjusted what they were doing. They were just adjusting how they got that product in front of their people. And I think wholesaling as an industry is just going to evolve, but I don't think it's going to go away. The second reason why I think wholesaling real estate will still exist is because as a society, we are evolving more into or heading into more of a decentralized society, right? Where everything is becoming more like decentralized. Like, hey, you got your own business, you got your stuff. You're not part of a big franchise. You're not part of a big company or anything like that. You have your individual right to sell your house without going through a broker, without going through a real estate agent. You can go directly to a home buyer, a cash buyer, or something like that. And so it's just decentralized. This industry, it disrupts this industry. And I think as a society, that's where we're heading into. And I think wholesaling is the perfect fit for that, because wholesaling definitely disrupts the industry. It puts more power to the seller and the buyer, in my honest opinion, because we give people that right to, hey, just sell their house for cash. They don't have to go through a big Keller Williams broker or anything like that. You can work with someone who's personable, who's intimate to what you're looking for, and trying to help you. Yeah, wholesaling definitely disrupts, and it's a way to decentralize the industry. All right, so the final reason why I want to talk about why wholesale real estate would never go away is because, hey, cash is still king. Most wholesale real estate transaction still is done with cash, and there's something about cash that gets people to go down on price, gets people to make different terms and change things around because they hear the word cash. And I think that will never go away, especially as this industry, the economy, the market is moving into higher interest rates and different things like that. You have more and more people noticing, hey, this person can't qualify for a loan, but I know I have a cash offer. I'm going to go with a cash offer because I know this loan will close. I know, I don't have any rules or strict regulations or inspections that the lender needs the buyer to have. And so I can just sell this house for cash to this wholesaler, right? So cash is still king in this industry. So let me know down below, do you all think wholesale real estate will morph into something else? Will it still exist in like 100 years from now? If this is still going on in 100 years, this world, let me know. Or do you think it will always be here or not be here? Just let me know your opinions down below. All right, talk to you all later.